Everyone knows hockey to be a very physical sport that normally is just a lot of guys' bodies flying around way too quick in a building that's normally way too cold to actually pay attention and follow along if you're there in person. But I'm going to tell you that hockey has actually got an underlying level of skill and finesse, especially when it comes to players performing shots and trying to score. There's actually a bunch of fancy named moves and other things like that that add to the speed of the game, but in truth there's only 3 basic shooting forms that everybody uses. In this speech, I will attempt to teach you my best on how to shoot a puck in those 3 basic shooting forms. The 3 basic shooting forms include going from ease of learning to most difficult learning is the wrist shot, a snap shot, and a slap shot. Starting with the easiest to perform is a wrist shot. Normally a wrist shot is performed with both hands on the stick. Right-handed or left-handed would change your position for I'm left-handed. Performing a wrist shot, you then normally have the stick starting behind your body with a rotation all the way through, similar to a golf swing. When it comes down to where the puck lies on the stick or the blade of the stick, it is a little different in between every single shot, just like the body placement is with the rotation of your wrist. When coming to a wrist shot, not only do you have the full rotation of your wrist and waist, but you also get the rotation of the puck from the heel of your stick, which is the back end, all the way up to the front end of your stick, which is the toe. So performed, it would look something similar to this. The puck starting on the heel of your stick with a drag through and rotation for the puck to being at the beginning of your stick or the toe. For a wrist shot, you normally then curl your wrists and finish with a follow through. This shot is normally performed in more mid-range to long-range shots, and it's fairly accurate with practice, but it's normally a slower shot. Moving into your second shot, that's normally your second quickest as well, is a snap shot. Very similar wrist and body placements when it comes to holding the stick for this one. Same hand placement, same waist placement. The only difference is instead of a full follow through, you finish at where your body finishes with then a little snap up. It's a little different when it comes to puck positioning on the blade as well. For a snapshot, instead of going from the heel all the way to the toe like a wrist, you go from the middle of your stick, normally just to the toe, with no follow through at the end, just the rotation of the wrists to turn the stick over. A snapshot's normally used for more up close shooting. It is your quickest in regards to getting off of the stick, but it lacks all range and accuracy at anything distance. Moving on to the third shot, which is actually the best for distance, is a slap shot. Slap shot is very similar to the wrist shot in that your body placement has your waist turned, your hips positioned parallel with them, or your wrists positioned parallel with your waist, and then you start from the back, lifted to come down, and when you begin your drag on a slap shot, you begin to apply pressure to the middle of your stick, which gives it a curve. That release of the curve is what propels a slap shot forward. So, in performing it on the ground with a puck, you do not have the action of the dragging the puck into position. You leave it where it is, wind up, come down, apply the pressure. In this pressure, you get your curve. You then get the slight drag with the release and the twist of your wrists to get the slap shot off. Like I said, since there isn't much touching of the puck to the stick when performing a slap shot, it is in theory just off of wherever it touches the stick. the heel, or the toe. In summary, learning these 3 shooting styles is some of the most important things you can do if you're trying to learn how to score and just let alone play hockey. So having taught you these shooting styles, hopefully you can better understand the game when you're watching it on TV or in person. And hopefully some of this will convince some of you guys to go out and try a little bit of shooting a puck on your own.